Well, I think what it means to me is that we need to identify what are the most important elements of academic performance, and to identify what those things are for a public university, things like graduation rate and retention rate, helping our students to get a really great education and to go off and flourish after graduation. So we're not picking the particular set of attributes of any particular ranking. We're trying to decide what does it mean for us to be a great public research university, and we want to be at the top in those things. But I mean, it's not, there's a way to do that it's kind of perverse, where you pick these obscure things that you can be the best in. That's not the point. The point is what's really important, and can we be in the top 25 in those things.
Okay, you mentioned also too the creation of an honors college, transitioning from an honors program to an honors college. How will that help attract some of those brighter students here in New Hampshire?
Well, I think there's students who want to make sure that they're going to be, who are really strong students, who want to make sure that they're going to be surrounded by other equally strong students. And honors college is one way that you signal that to people, that they'll have an opportunity to study with other people who are just as strong as they are. Now, I think all students are strong here, of course, but this is just one way of sort of signaling that in a really compelling way.
You also mentioned the expansion of scholarship programs, not just to attract those best and brightest, but also to diversify the crowd of students here at UNH. What are you thinking? There have been so many expansions as far as scholarship programs already in the last couple of years.
Well, but the need is really great. College is expensive. Even public colleges are expensive, and families have limited means, and so there's almost unlimited need for scholarship. That's an exaggeration, but you know what the point is. And so we want to try to find a way to make it possible for any person who could do the work here to be able to come here. And also we want to make sure that all of our students are studying at the University of New Hampshire in the kind of environment that they're going to go out into, which is a diverse environment with many different kinds of people. We would be doing them a disservice if they were in a particular kind of environment here and then they go out into the work world and they're with people that they've never seen before. So that's what we're trying to address.
Okay.
I was curious whether you saw this speech today as kind of your narrative behind your budget request to the governor and the legislature.
No, not particularly, because in our system, the budget request comes from the system. From all of the universities and colleges put together, and that request more or less has already been made. If the governor happened to watch this and found it compelling, that would probably be great, but that really wasn't what I had in mind. He's been very supportive, by the way. We have in our budget requests both some capital requests and operational requests, both one time, that the governor's been very supportive of. So we're feeling great about that right now.
You had mentioned in your speech visits to Concord, the relationship with lawmakers, policymakers. I mean, what do you see as the relationship with Concord and the policymakers? Is it something that you're trying to make better, something you're trying to fix? Was it broken? Did you need to fix it? How is the relationship between UNH and Concord?
I think I would say there's probably opportunities to make it better. And I've spent a fair amount of time with a lot of help from our team here at UNH going to visit the leaders in the legislature, both in the House and the Senate. And actually, because there was an election, both the leaders before the election and the leaders after the election. So lots of people there, as well as the governor, who I've met with several times, and many of the commissioners I've met with as well. So I think that the relationship is solid, but could be much better. And I really meant what I said in the speech, which is that we should really be seen as a trusted partner by all of the important institutions in the state, the government, the schools, the businesses. And we've actually already made some progress in just a few months, but I think there's much more that we can do.
Thank you.
You asked, the faculty and staff members who were sitting there, to help you achieve this goal. What are some of the things that they can do? What's the call to action for them?
Well, it was, there's a number of priorities and there's a call to action associated with each one of them. I think that probably at the core of it would be the nature of the education that we're providing to our students, which I think is very solid, but the demand for what students are going to need to be able to do in the future continues to ratchet up. And so we need to continue to ratchet up our curriculum to make sure that we're preparing our students, as I said, not just for their first job, but our students graduated 22, people are working to 70, so 50-ish years. It's a really tough assignment to think about what they need to learn. And so the obvious part is, okay, they're going to go out and become accountants, so they have to learn how to do accounting. The harder part is maybe accounting will be completely automated in 20 years. So what else do they know? Do they know how to change? Do they know how to make ethical decisions? Do they know how to lead? Do they understand technology changes? So, and the faculty in a university are the guardians of the curriculum under the mantra of shared governance. And so I can't change the curriculum, they can, and I need them to do that. And we've changed it before and we'll continue to do that. And we've got some terrific faculty leaders, so I have every confidence that they'll do that. So that's at the center of it. But beyond that, also, I think they can go out. When I said the line about students going out to visit high schools, I saw half a dozen faculty nodding their heads, and some of them have already told me they'll go too. They'll go to the high schools. And it's one thing, every person adds something different. So a student coming back saying, I had a great experience at UNH is one thing. A faculty member from classics or physics or business going in and saying, hey, I teach physics at UNH, what do you want to know? That's pretty cool. And our faculty will do that. I know that they will. So those are a couple of examples.